Yeah, this is my home office. This is where I do a lot of the health coaching, where I sit and help and write the programs and stuff like that. My vision board's up behind me. So
Oh, sure, yeah.
yeah, I have my dog is sits in here with me, and generally the other two dogs do too.
Mm-hmm. Three
But
dogs?
yeah, two big dogs and one little dog.
Mm. I guess I've just usually seen the pictures of the little dogs. You got hunting dogs, don't you?
Yeah, the other, well, the one was supposed to be a hunting dog. She is scared of the gun, so she's just a lap dog now, a big one.
Yeah. Hmm.
But she's a good little girl. She's got
Yeah.
a lot of fears. She was sick when she was young. She had some high fevers, and we think it did something to her brain.
Oh, sure.
So, but I did a lot, even with my own like health coaching stuff. I mean, we almost lost her several times. So I was adjusting her, giving her nutrition, gave her a lot of bone broth, coconut oil. Um, I mean, she had to have some stuff from the vet too, like different things.
Mhm.
But she's not on any medication or anything. She really hasn't had an episode in years and is doing well. I mean, she just has some fears, mostly stairs. She's scared of stairs.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Yeah, so I think something happened that maybe sensed her perception of depth perception, so she's not sure where she should go.
No, sure. That would make sense.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So let me ask me some questions. The detox. What are some things that you're having some issues with, or what are some of your questions about the detox? Have you ever done a detox?
You know, I can't say that I ever really have. No.
Okay. So that's probably something, so it's kind of a little scary going into like, okay, so what's all entailed in a detox, right?
Yeah,
It sounds
right.
kind of like a big word. But it's not a huge, big word once we look at what it really means. Detox is what's going to allow us to take the toxins out of our life. Now, if you don't know that you're being exposed to toxins, then you may not realize you need a detox. But things that we can get toxic from are like city water, breathing pollution, being exposed to heavy metals, going to foreign countries and getting exposed to different parasites and bugs and different things like that. Um, you know, just breathing car fumes, being near a garage, in a garage, all the chemicals, pesticides, all the way down to like the stuff that we put on our skin. So like the makeup, all the stuff that we use to cleanse our face with, shampoos, conditioners, if there's dyes in anything, we're being constantly exposed.
Right.
Even our food, like with processed foods, fast foods, convenience has been, what's happened is by having the convenience, we've been exposed to a lot of toxins, and our body's amazing and it can handle to a certain amount. But then there becomes a time when your body just can't keep up with the overload.
Mm-hmm.
And so it gets clogged up and you start not operating very well. So you can get where you might gain weight. You might have a hard time losing weight. You might have joint aches and pains. You might get a little bit foggy brain or hard to focus and concentrate, forget things. You can get where you're having, mood swings, a little moody, depressed, anxiety. There's, let's see, trying to think of, there's so many, migraines, headaches, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, a lot of mental issues, even like depression. It can create disorders such as like different diseases by allowing your cells to replicate themselves not correctly. So it can cause a lot of issues, and it'll disrupt your entire hormones. And you've got 50 hormones in your body, a part of your endocrine system that are controlling your weight and your energy and your mood and how your body is functioning. And if it starts to disrupt them and they can't get the right messages or have the right amount going to the right things, all of a sudden you're not feeling well.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you do a detox, which there's different kinds of detoxes, I've run several different kinds. It's not fasting. You're not people hungry when they're detoxing. This is all healthy whole food. So some people think that, oh, if I have to detox, I have to drink all these shakes. Well, sometimes I had it where people are drinking shakes because we need the extra protein in our body during a certain part of the detoxification process. However, I'm using this detox as more of a food detox, a whole food detox, getting rid of the toxins and learning about getting those toxins out of your body, and then learning how to eat whole foods, healthy foods at each meal so that you know how to pick and choose what you should eat. You become more educated as to what's in the ingredients. And then also just detoxifying your mind and learning how to create a little bit of a different lifestyle, or just mental peace or affirmations, and how to treat yourself well as a woman, because we don't always do that. We have some bad self-talk, and if we can fill our bodies up with good things, because toxins can be just as bad as bad thoughts in your body that'll cause your body not to work right. So we have to sometimes shift even our mind thought process. So all of that stuff is in there. So also in this, in here, there's I think 60 plus recipes. There's vegetarian and omnivore. So you can pick and choose however what you want to eat. There is a grocery list for each week. There is a food guide that will show you what you need to eat each week. And I can actually do a little screen sharing if you want.
Sure.
Okay, let me tell this thing I want to screen share. I'm going to move this over here for a second. So let's screen share. All right, so do you see my screen?
Yeah, I sure do.
Okay, so this is the program that it's housed in, okay? So this is my Mad Freedom Practice Better. You might see a B. It can be on your computer, and it also can be on an app on your phone.
Oh, okay.
So it's very, very easy to use. So these buttons right here are your home buttons. So wherever you need to go, this is always going to bring you back to home. This is what your page will look like. You'll have where you can request sessions with me, complete forms if I've given you any forms. You can message me, HIPAA compliant messaging right here. You can log your journal entries. You can upload a document, whatever you need, okay? So I'll explain these a little bit later. But this is my program or my portal. So it's not complete because it's just usually me playing around with this. So just realize this is kind of just me seeing what it does if I throw something at it to see what it'll look like. So let's look. You'll hit that. Did you see where I just clicked the programs here on the side? Okay, so then here's a list of things that I put myself in. So this is the 21 day. I've already had it, so it's opened up to me. And yours is going to be a smidge different because it's going to be released to you at certain times. And it'll be this one right here. The 0 mods completed because I haven't obviously started it because nobody started it yet.
Oh, okay.
But here's basically kind of what it'll look like. When you open it up, when you view it, this is the overview. This is kind of the modules that are going to be in it. This is just, you know, what the detox is about. And again, the modules are at the bottom. You're going to be focusing on the modules. So you'll want to go to the modules button. And when you get, obviously, because I've completed it, I've got my little badge that I've completed everything.
Sure.
But when you're in it, there'll be a little button at the top here that'll say mark completed. And you just hit that when you like read through it and you feel like you complete it. You can obviously, as you can see, always go back into it. So don't be afraid to mark completed. So this is going to welcome you right into the program. It's going to start talking to you a little bit about the hormones. It's going to give you action steps. Every time I have these being released, you'll have action steps. You'll have different homework things that you get to do that are not hard. And this was in the beginning stages, so things were still coming that I had marked there, and they're already in the other one. They're all up and running.
Oh, okay.
So there's a link for supplements. If you choose that you want to have supplements, here's your link.
Yeah,
Because
that
these
was
are
one of the
supplements that
questions
I
I
have.
had.
Okay.
That was one of the questions I had, is what kind of supplements are involved with this?
Technically, you don't have to take any supplements if you do not want to.
Mm-hmm.
If you choose to, because in my guide, I'll have some information on different stuff. And also when I do my group coaching calls, I'll put some extra information into why I like certain things.
Oh, okay.
And then you always have that option to go in and purchase it through here, and you'll get a 10% discount. So when you go in there, don't instantly start buying what you want. Go in there, at least set up your account. You can do that right away from the beginning. You set up your account, and then basically I will see that you set up your account, and you can also message me just in case.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will go in and apply a 10% discount for you. So you get a 10% discount while you're in the 21-day hormone detox.
Oh, okay.
And then, and so there'll be a list of things in here, and there's a lot of stuff in there. You do not need to, I just put everything in there, and it ranges from people who have a cycle to people who are in menopause.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a little bit for everybody. It's just all put into one package. You just pick and choose
Okay.
what you want based on what you feel you need. And you can always have a call with me if you need to, if you feel like, you know what, this is overwhelming. Can you please just tell me what I need? Absolutely. We'll just go in and figure out what it is you need for your body. Then here's all the PDFs. I'm sorry, what, hon?
I was going to say, how do these supplements like interact with other things you might already be taking or prescription medicines?
Yep, and that's something that you and I can have like a talk about, or we can message back and forth.
Okay.
And so that way, because everybody's going to have different things. So yeah, I mean, there's some things that you may or may not want to take based on what you're taking for meds.
Okay.
Yeah, but the best decision will be, you can always look up the product in there, and it may say something like, don't take this or consult your doctor. Or basically you can talk with me, and I can find more information if I don't digging for you and let you know for sure.
Okay.
And so then these here are all PDF guides that you can download right to your computer. You can print them off. So you have all of this stuff here. And this is just going over week 1 because I don't want to overwhelm you. So you just get what week 1 now. And then like week 2 will come on the Friday before, because you'll actually start each week on a Monday.
Oh, okay.
So you have the weekend to shop and get things prepped and ready for the Monday that the detox starts. So like this, it starts this Thursday and it goes through Sunday as the pre-prep. This is the time where you get to read your guide, go through some of the stuff in here, and then do your grocery shopping, decide what you want to eat. And then Monday you will actually start. So then Monday's day 1.
Okay.
And then the following week, that following Friday, week 2 stuff will be given to you. And then you will have the weekend to get everything ready. So come Monday of week 2, you're ready to go.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. And then, so like you can view, you can download, and also when you're on your phone, this mobile app, you can view all of these on your phone. So say you're out grocery shopping and you forgot your list, you just pull it up on your phone.
Okay.
So it makes it super simple and easy. So like, we'll pull this one up so you can kind of see what some of it looks like.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to be the omnivore. I'm not. I like meat, you know.
With that?
I said,
Yeah, no, I do
I'm
too.
sure I'm going to be the omnivore. I'm not a good vegetarian.
So this guide is going to have your suggested meals and shopping list. So what it's going to do is it's showing what you can eat each day.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Okay. And then it's going to have your entire shopping list for all of that. And then all the recipes are in the recipe guide. And if you want to change it up, say, because some of these, and that stuff that we'll go over in the group, some of these are like 4 servings, and not everybody needs 4, you know, I mean, if you're having 4 servings of this, well, instead of having different meals, you're just going to go in and fill in and say, you know, you really only have to cook maybe 5, you know, maybe you only need 5 meals for the whole week.
Mhm.
because it's 4 meals each. You might just have to, decide you might 2 breakfasts and then like 3 main meals, and you just rotate them throughout the days. And then, like Sunday you cook a meal, Tuesday you cook a meal, Thursday you cook a meal, and whatever. And then you just kind of eat your leftovers. You can freeze and batch things. So if you want to do some batch cooking on the weekend and get a whole bunch of food cooked, I just bought a seal a mealer thingy,
Yeah,
and
I've
I
got one
just
of
sealed
those.
it, and then I just freeze it, and I just grab and go.
Mhm.
So it makes it easy. Soup, salads, there's regular
Mhm.
meals, or, like, the sauce with a steak bowl, a savory pumpkin seed pate, and butternut squash hash with fig roast. I mean, some of these names, they sound like they're huge and big. They're
Mhm.
really super simple, easy, and really yummy.
Oh, okay.
And when you look at the recipe and everything, you're like, oh, that was super simple. They just have big names. It's
Oh,
like they're
okay.
trying to tell you everything that's majorly in it in the
Mhm.
recipe. So it's really super simple.
Well, some of them
Um,
sound kind of interesting from what I'm looking at here, so.
mhm. So like, let's see, that's the guide. So there's a 29-page guide that'll go over everything for you.
Okay.
So these are the recipes. And it'll be a PDF form, which is nice because, you can just click on whatever you want to click on when you're in it.
Oh,
So it can
sure,
just take
yeah.
you right to it. So then you can kind of read. And I think it's page 11, if I recall. I don't know what page I'm on right now. I think it's in this one. I've looked at this, I've done this so many times. I'm just like, okay, where is everything again? You just like, you kind of end up, oh no, it'll be actually in the guide, never mind. But I'll have like an overview of, what a day looks like.
Oh, okay.
And that's in the guide. So these are just all the different recipes, like, I mean, there's so many good, yummy things. And it's going to be all toxin free. It's going to be stuff to help stabilize the hormones, things like that. So here's the detox guide. So there's a lot of information. You'll get to learn a lot about your body. You'll learn different foods that are good for your body, the dirty dozen, what's not good for you, and just all different kinds of stuff. There's a lot of things here. I think this is page 11. I think it's here. But it's really, because it kind of lays out like here, right here, just simple daily schedule. Oops. I don't know where I just went. Oh, it's just there. There we go. Page 12, I was off by a page.
Okay.
So it's like, upon rising, this is kind of what you do. These are things, doesn't mean you have to do everything. It's just giving you an idea of what you can do, and maybe you shift it around. But, it's just kind of showing, so I never want you to go hungry. There's, you can have snacks in the middle of the day if you want, things like that. It's all about creating your body to have that time to just rest from
Mhm.
life in a way. So it's really awesome. And then let's see.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Are you familiar with a prebiotic called Muniq, MUNIQ? It helps with blood sugar and inflammation.
And that's the product name.
That's the product name, MUNIQ.
I'm not familiar with that product. It's probably
Okay.
a certain ingredients in there that I would be more familiar with. I'm not necessarily familiar with their product line.
Yeah,
I have different supplements that help with controlling your cravings for sugar. Other ones that can help with like feeling full. Like sometimes your leptin levels are off, so you feel like you're always hungry and always have to eat.
this is resistive starch, I think. Is that what you call
Oh,
it? Yeah.
okay, yeah.
And I can send you a link to that, but I've been doing
Mhm.
that and I've had really good results with that. It's one shake a day, and the shake is like 170 calories or something. So it's not a lot. And I usually have it actually in the evening because it helps with, I have high blood sugar, and it helps with morning blood sugar.
Oh,
And
okay.
So I'm just wondering how that works in with this, because I saw on there don't eat past 6:30. I mean, I can change it up and have it in the morning, but it's something that I've had really good results with, and I don't
Well,
want to
you
stop
could
it.
still drink it in the evening. It could be maybe your evening meal. Now, there's sometimes when I've had detoxes where instead of eating a meal, you have a meal replacement shake.
Yeah,
And maybe, is that a meal replacement shake?
it can be used as one, yes.
Okay, well then you could always use that. Like say you want your evening meal to just be maybe you're shaking a salad or shaking a soup or just shake in general. Maybe you're too full from eating all day.
Yeah, okay.
And as you do this, you're going to see, and then we can always work together a little bit too to help you with your sugars and help stabilize it. But as you do this program, you might notice that your sugars start to stabilize themselves better too. But then if you want, you and I can always work together some more and we can work to stabilize your sugars. But detoxing is going to help the insulin hormone. And it'll affect your thyroid hormone and all of the hormones that regulate how your sugars and how your body's reacting. Hi, Tara. Hi, Chada. So yeah, that'll be really good.
Okay.
Yeah. So we can always do that. And also, if you're one of the first 5 people, and I think what I'm going to do is anybody who's on this call and they sign up, they're going to get a complimentary 1-hour call with me anyways. And so then that might be something that you and I go over with on that, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So any other questions you have, my dear?
I think that's it for right now.
Okay. Do you want to stay on and see what we have for other questions or some other stuff that I can go through?
Yeah, that would be fine.
Awesome. I love that.
Okay.
All right. So hi, Chada. Hi, Tara. Do you guys have any questions? Hi. So good to see you. Well, actually, if I get myself off the screen share here, you guys might be able to see me. Let me see here. Stop share. All right. So we got one in the chat. Let's see. Oh, hello, Chada. All right. So now you can kind of see me. So anyways, I just went over, Barb had a question. She's never really done a detox before. She didn't know what one was, and she didn't really know what was going on with the program and why you would need a detox. So I went over some of that stuff with her, and I'm curious if any of you have similar questions, because I know there's much more, because I mean, when you detox, you start to feel amazing. Your skin gets a whole new glow. You have energy. You can think clear. Your life just gets better. But anyways, I want to answer your questions and then go over anything that you need to have answered. So I don't know who wants to ask or.
I personally, this is Tara, I've never done a detox either. So, I mean, I've always, I know people who do them and they talk about great things, and then that happened with them. And then you see an article that says, don't do it. So I guess I've always just been hesitant because I didn't know if there was a right way and a wrong way, or, you know what I mean? So I've just never put much into it, or because I was afraid of doing it wrong and making things worse.
Yeah, there is two, like your body goes through a phase 1 and a phase 2 detoxification process. And that's why you need to have it at least 21 days long minimum for a detoxification process. But the way I put them together, or way this one is running, I've run a few different ones and I've done several different kinds. One is I don't want you to be hungry. 2, this is going to be where you're eating 3 healthy meals, so that you're eating healthy meals. And some detoxes have it where you're having a shake, a meal replacement shake, and you absolutely can, because there's some people that are on the go, they don't have time to worry about it. And do I throw shakes in, or do I make my own smoothies? Of course I do. There's smoothies in here, so you'll be able to use smoothies if you want. So we can go over some of that with you, but how a detox, this one is here for like taking out the toxins out of your life, and then allowing your body to re-put itself back together. So let me see. So how does it work for someone who had a total hysterectomy? you're going to learn how to eat healthy foods, because this is still going along with what Tara said. So then we'll kind of take you guys through the process of how this all works together. But you can have a total hysterectomy. You're still, the reason you had well, there's different reasons hysterectomy. Generally, probably had issues with your cycle, or something was going wrong, something that wasn't working right? And so you had to have the hysterectomy. And so if you think about it, you had hormonal issues probably from the time that you were a teen until now. And hysterectomy, and even post that, you're still going to be having some issues, and we still have to situate and make sure your hormones, because now your adrenals are pumping all your estrogen, and it's just a whole process, irregardless about putting your body together. So this detox is designed to have you eating healthy food. So let me grab a drink of water, and then I can kind of take you through what I have, like a little presentation, and that it may help answer some questions, and then we can go through what the program is, like what I did with Barb. So then you guys can see the back end of it. Would that help you guys?
Yes, please.
Okay. So let me move this over here. So sorry if I'm not looking right at you right away. I'm going to minimize that one. We're going to go over here. And then I am going to share screen again. Sorry, sometimes you just have to forgive me. I'm not always majorly techie. Okay. So do you see my screen?
Yes.
What is a detox? Then do you need it? Okay. And my blue little thing that's floating around in the sky here. All right. So, hey, this looks kind of cool. All right. So the topics we will be discussing, I'm going to go over, and it shouldn't take too long, what are hormones? Because if you don't know what are hormones, it's going to be a little hard to understand why we have to detox your hormones, okay? Are you toxic? And why are you toxic? What is a detox, and what you're going to experience, okay? First of all, hormones are just chemical messengers that are influencing your body functions. They're transmitted through your bloodstream, and there's 50 different hormones on the average human body. It's kind of like when you guys jumped in and you heard me talking to Barb, talking about even insulin and the thyroid are part of your hormone system. The cortisol levels in your body, ability to handle stress, and how your body's doing is a hormone. So there's also, and then there's the reproductive hormones. There's hormones, even human growth hormones. The ability for you to keep growing, or even like the pregnancy hormones. There's so many hormones in your body that are influenced and are things that, even as we clean this up, everything is going to have a little shift, because they need to work efficiently. And if they're clogged, they can't work efficiently. Hormones are important. They control weight, they control your physique or your body shape, your mood, fertility, behavior, digestion, sugar levels, energy. I mean, pretty much everything is driven by your hormones. And you want to keep them stable, because the last thing you need is your hormones to be wacky so that you're wacky. So hormonal imbalance is obviously not very fun. You can get fatigue and a whole bunch of other things. So we'll go through that. So hormonal balance has the power to destroy your health. It can destroy and impact your weight. It can affect the quality of your skin, the quality of your sleep, affect your GI system with diarrhea, constipation. It can cause nausea or the fight or flight response, infertility. It can just wreak havoc and cause a lot of mental issues. It's just there's just a lot that can happen with hormones when they're imbalanced. They just wreak havoc in your body, and can literally take you down to a wrong place that you don't want to be. Are you toxic? So if you have any of the following, and this is really only a small list of what happens when you're toxic. So you can have fatigue or exhaustion. You can have some weight gain, like it's hard to lose some weight, insomnia, constipation, diarrhea, headaches, migraines, skin rashes, dry skin, breakouts, like adult acne. You guys, I mean, you've heard of people all of a sudden they're in their 40s now, so they start breaking out on their face, right? Anxiety, hair issues, like nail issues even, foggy thinking, depression, slow digestion, bloating, belching, tooting or fart, decreased sex drive, mood swings, and so much more. So these are all signs that you are toxic. And there's plenty more. But what causes toxicity? So things that can cause toxicity, I mean, you can even just be drinking city water. There's toxins in city water. Think about what chemicals get dumped in water. Pollution. If we live in a city, it's nicer that, if you can live in the country, that's bonus, but there's still toxins in the country. Things that your makeup and the things that you use to wash your face, those have a lot of toxins in them. Your skincare routine, the shampoo, conditioner, body washes, and think about some of them are colored. They've got dyes in there, okay? And those dyes are toxic. Laundry detergent, scented candles, air fresheners, city water, food additives, processed foods. The convenience of the world today has made things very toxic for us because we want things easy, fast to go. And as a result, and for them to mass produce it, it's more toxic and sometimes not actually real food. Heavy metal exposure, think about even think of construction workers or people who work in mines or people who work like in factories, different things like that. Pesticides, mosquito spray, and the list goes on. So, even think about just the stuff you spray on, the weed killer you spray around your house if you do that. Or think about all the farmers that aren't organic and actually spray pesticides and herbs and whatever. I should know this since my dad's a farmer, but I try and tell him that's not good for things and good for us to breathe it in. But he just kind of looks at me like, whatever, we're going to do it anyways. I'm like, well, we detoxing a lot. So the thing is we're constantly re-exposed to this stuff on a constant basis. And if you've actually never detoxed, you've had this buildup. And the thing is you start to not feel good. And you don't feel good and your body doesn't work. And then you might go to the doctor and they might either give you a pill for some random thing that you've got going on, or they might just look at you and say there's nothing wrong with you. And you feel like they think that you're crazy. The thing is you could be completely toxic and all you have to do is just start the detox process. So what is a detox? A detox process is the allowing of your body to rid itself of these toxins, okay? I think I go on. So the whole body, every organ has a way of how it detoxes. So the liver is the major organ for detoxification, and especially when we're working with hormones. It's the filtration system of your body. When I was in chiropractic school, there was like a little saying that I would walk around and it always said that you can't live without your liver. And it's so true. If your liver isn't working, you aren't going to be living. So when hormones have done their job, they are spent. So they're wore out. They're really no good. Okay, they're all used up. It's kind of like they have garbage, and your body dumps them into your bloodstream. They take it to your liver, and your liver's job is basically the garbage man. He's supposed to like baggage it all up and then get it out through your stool. But when your liver, it has so much coming at it, and it can't keep up, guess what? That garbage in a state, God forbid you're constipated, or even if you have diarrhea can be a form of constipation. And so you're actually just recycling these hormones throughout your body, these dirty hormones. And now all of a sudden you're going to start to have other issues, and you could start to create where you have those xenoestrogens and you'll have the things that are causing the cancerous type stuff. So there are different tests that I run that actually shows me how your body and what pathways your body is detoxing its hormones. And it's really cool to kind of see and what you have and where it's going, so that way we can work specifically to help you if you're having an issue with your hormones detoxing out. It's really neat. And I've done other tests even on myself, and it always came up that I just had to keep detoxing. So honestly, I do a lot of detoxing. It's just kind of a main staple in what I do. It's just a major thing in my life. It's made a huge difference in me and taken my health to a whole different level just because of detoxing. And again, detoxing is not about starving the body. It's not about not eating. It's not about throwing a whole bunch of crap at your body. It's about learning to take the toxins out, being mindful. And then it's also about making sure that you're putting in good, healthy, nutritious food into your body that supports your body. And you're putting good thoughts into your body. And you're doing good lifestyle habits for your body. Because if you're thinking bad thoughts, then you're going to create a toxic mental system too. Because when you think bad thoughts, your body reacts and it shifts. When you start thinking the good thoughts, your body will completely shift and you'll be able to think different thoughts and your body will react differently. And a lot of this stuff I'm going to be covering in the detox program and moving forward with all of that in there. I have like a whole 50 I am statements, the things that you can repeat to yourself to boost your mind up, things that you'll do to make yourself feel better about who you are. So benefits of doing a hormone detox. So it's going to boost your immune system. And in today's world, we need to be boosting our immune system, right? So if we have extra stress, we have the toxins, the body can't get rid of it. And all of a sudden we get exposed to you know what virus. All of a sudden we allow it to take hold of our body. But if you are supporting your body by cleaning it out, you're putting the good food in, you're thinking the good thoughts, and you're doing the good lifestyle that you can, you're giving your body every chance it has to not be the right petri dish and to be able to support itself so you don't get, you know what virus. I feel like I'm on a Harry Potter movie, the he who should not be named kind of thing. So anyways, it will decrease your inflammation because when you're not putting all those toxins back in, so when you decrease inflammation, aches, joints, pain start to go away. All of a sudden you can think clearer, your eyes become clearer, your skin gets clear, your swelling of your body. I mean, you'll start to notice that for me, one of my biggest things when I'm detoxifying is my varicose veins and my legs stop swelling during the day. And my veins start to actually shrink, or they don't appear to be as swollen in my legs, if that's a right way to say how that goes. And I don't have the pain. I mean, I'm on my feet all the time. So that's one thing that's what I'm detoxing. As soon as I ever eat off, that's the first thing that comes right back. My legs just swell up and I have pain. So that's one of my experiences. It gives you healthier looking skin. It enhances your mood. Just think about it. If you eat food that isn't good for you, like say you go and eat McDonald's, even though, sometimes you consider it yummy. But after you eat it, you kind of beat yourself up about it and you don't feel good and you're just like, oh. But if you went and ate something nutritious, something that had sustenance and it was actually full of vitamins and nutrients, you're going to feel completely different. It's just like having a sports car. If you fill it full of the wrong fuel, your sports car isn't going to go anywhere. You got to put the right fuel in it to make it work. Same thing with your body. You got to put the right fuel in it. It'll enhance your mood. It stabilizes your GI system. So stabilizing, that's huge for detox. I have people all the time that come to me with diarrhea or constipation. And honestly, we always start with a detox and instantly we'll start to stabilize their GI system. It'll start balancing your weight. I've had people on detoxes. Generally, I'd run a 30-day one and some 21 days, but they'll lose. Some have lost up to 16 pounds within that time frame, depending on how much inflammation, how much swelling, how well they did on the program, different things like that, and depending on what their body needed to release. Again, as you continue with the processes, it'll all shift and change, and we'll worry about the future in the future. But it'll help you balance your weight, because I don't have a picture to show you this, and maybe once I go back to me, I will explain this. Just remind me to kind of explain what happens to the fat cells and the toxins. So someone remind me of that in coming up here, okay? And it gets rid of all the symptoms we discussed earlier. So what you'll experience is you're going to eat yummy whole food. You're going to feel leaner, less bloated, have more, less moody. You're going to lose some weight. It's the side effect of detoxing. It's a great side effect. You're going to sleep better, feel centered. You're going to have regular bowel movements and just so much more.
So Raquel, how long does it take you to see the results from that? Are you talking a matter of days, or is it a
Mhm.
couple weeks, or what?
Yep, you're gonna start seeing results. I mean, usually within 3-4 days.
Oh, okay, great.
Hmm. Now, granted, if you've been eating a lot of toxic food and doing a lot of toxic things, do realize that the second and third day you might not feel so pretty.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Especially if you're used to eating sugar or caffeine or just eating really unhealthy foods. And we start taking out the sugar and the caffeine so that we can give your body a break. And just realize you might get a detox headache. You might get a withdrawal headache.
I'm gonna have to
So
give up
that's
the
another
morning.
nice thing about the prep days. That's another nice thing. Those 4 prep days, you could start slowly weaning yourself and slowly start taking yourself off, or do the complete opposite and eat a whole bunch of it if you want. It's totally up to you. But you know, but the nice thing also, you may not experience horrible ones, just because you're going to be eating food. A lot of times, like if you fast, and I'm not having you guys fast. When you do fasting is where you're going to have the bigger headaches, because you're taking everything out of your system for like 2-3 days. And there's nothing wrong with doing fast, but when your body is toxic already and you're having fatigue and other issues and possibly cortisol issues, and depending on where your body is at, fasting is not the right first step. That makes sense. Doesn't mean fasting isn't a good step and isn't something that we can do in the future once we know your body's got its nutrients back up and we know your body's healing and it's toxin free. Then, and we know we need to, we can always do the fasting. But in general, you don't have to. The only time you're going to be doing fasting with this program is honestly when you go from eating your last meal to you eat your breakfast, which is normal. That's what breakfast break fast basically is, because you don't eat generally for 10-12 hours. If you eat at 6 p.m. at night and you don't eat again until 6 a.m., you have like a 12-hour fast, if you want to think of it that way. You're going to learn lifestyle habits, because this program is, I want you guys to learn how to eat right, think right, and act right for your life and for your health. So I want to create this one to be more of something that you can use for your lifestyle. That makes sense. So I'm not requiring that you have to take supplements or shakes. So I don't know if anybody else had any questions about that. I know Barb had a few. You won't have to take any supplements or shakes. Now, there are things that you will need to either drink that will help your body detox, because you still need to put in like a dandelion root or milk thistle or some other things into your body that actually, it's kind of like if you were to go wash your dishes and you don't put the soap on, you're not going to have clean dishes, right? So you still have to put some like herbs and different things in your body that help your liver clean it out. A lot with vegetables. Vegetables do a really great job, but you still have to put a little bit of herbs in there. So in this program, again, I have it set up so that you're getting a lot of the different herbs and a lot of the different bitter herbs, and also, doing your lemon water, which is huge for allowing your liver to detox and stuff like that. So you do not have to get any supplements or any shakes. You don't have to buy anything other than this program if you don't want to, but you have the option to. I have a link to all healthy, nutritious stuff that you can buy if you would like. And I do in my program explain it, and also through the coaching system, or if you have questions, we'll go over stuff as to what you feel you want or need or anything like that. So, but I just want you to know you don't have to take anything if you don't want to. Let's see.
Raquel,
Yeah.
if we add like the herbs and stuff that you talked about, would you help, like, since I'm on like so many different meds for depression and other things, would you just help me make sure that something is not going to, coincide or cause more serious side effects? Okay.
Yep. That's the same thing. Barb had that same question of, how do we know if anything's going to counteract or not work right with any meds we might be on? And that would be a good time for you and I to maybe hop on a call, or at least get me a list of some of your meds and what you're kind of interested in. And then that way we can kind of take a look to see how there might be cross reactions or anything like that. I might have to do a little bit of digging because I'm obviously not a pharmacist. But we can definitely look and be very conscious of that for you.
Awesome. Thanks.
So this program is obviously, I think, kind of what I've been saying. It's about establishing healthy habits. It's about helping you shift and start a new journey in your life of health and healing. So as I said before, you're not going to be hungry. It's a clean eating program that's going to support your detoxification process. You're going to learn healthy lifestyle habits. Let's see. I feel like I'm going in circles. What is this thing doing? Just going through a loop? Okay, so I guess I'm done. So if you do have any more questions, you can always reach me on social media through Messenger, or you can go through my Facebook group, or however you need to get a hold of me, or emails. I think you might have some of my emails. So whatever you need to do. Probably the fastest way to get a hold of me is Messenger. Then you also see if I've seen it or not. Doesn't mean I'm going to respond immediately in case I'm at work and I see it and I have to respond a little bit later. Email is probably the slowest route for me, just an FYI. All right, I think I gotta figure out how to exit out of it. Exit full screen. So then what I'm going to do is I'll show you a little bit of the back end of the program. So, and I did record video. So when you sign up, you're gonna get an email that's gonna go over how to work this program. And it's also inside your program to teach you how to use the program inside the program. But this program is meant for computer and or it's an app for a phone or tablet or anything like that. So it's very easy to use. This little thing up here, the Mad Freedom logo, that is a home button, and same with here's home. So whenever you get lost, you just hit home and it comes right back to this is my screen, but you're always gonna have your journals, any entries you've made, your programs that you're in, any pending forms that you might have to fill out, any protocols that I may have created for you. So we can always design specific protocols on when you need to take stuff if you guys need. If you have upcoming sessions, so this is obviously when all of the challenge group coaching is. So this is letting me know. If you just click on here and it opens you right up into the Zoom link. Up here at the top, we have request a session, complete your form, send a HIPAA compliant message with me, log your journal entries or upload a document, and then you have all your different parts on the side. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of go into the program. Now I'm going to show you this one because I have this one open because I went through it all just so I can show you guys most of it. So when it opens up, it's just kind of first it's doing an overview. You know, your modules, what's all inside. This is kind of telling you what it's about, and then your modules are down here. So you're going to click on your modules because that's where your program is. Now, when you guys are in the detox and the fixed program, your content, your modules will get dripped out to you at certain dates, certain times. Everything's actually at 6 a.m., but on certain dates, so that you don't get overwhelmed with everything coming at you all at once, okay? And so this is like the first day, one of the first day stuff that you're gonna get is an email or a message in here. You're also gonna get emails to let you know a module was open, so you don't have to worry about being worried that you missed anything. But it's gonna always have like a little message. There's gonna be action steps you can do and homework. I try to keep it nice, light, and easy. You got your link for your supplements so that you can always come back and find it. And then a link to schedule if you need to schedule anything with me, or you can always text me if you need anything. For the HIPAA compliant text messaging thing. These are your guides. They're all PDF. So you can download them and you can also view them. So you can also, besides viewing, downloading from your computer, but on your phone too. So say you're grocery shopping and you forgot your list, just use your phone and open this up, look at it, and hit view. And it's right on your phone and you can go. If you need to look and see, okay, hey, I wanted to have that recipe, you can open it up, look at it, look what are the ingredients in it that you wanted to get, and quick go grab them for yourself. So you get a guide and you can hit view. And so I'm just kind of giving you guys an overview. So this is kind of leaving off where we had left off. Okay. Oh, just download it on me. Okay. Anyways, I never said I could understand my computer. So you should be able to click on it, whatever you want. So sample daily schedule. So this is kind of giving you an idea of what your each day is going to be like. So you're just going to kind of follow the same schedule. You're going to have, you know, what you do. And it's nice and easy. Again, I don't want you to be hungry. You're going to be filling yourself. You're going to be drinking plenty of water. You're going to be drinking plenty of food, eating healthy, nutritious food and stuff like that. I know bar made a comment about, because, no eating past 6:30, so you can do the overnight fast. And so we discussed, too, that she likes her, a certain shake that she's going to send me the ingredients. I'm going to make sure it's clean, because there's always a possibility that there's something in there that may not be 100% clean, and maybe we have to look for an alternative or something. But you can always do that shake at night if you want, or you can do a shake in the morning, because some people are just busy and it's just easier for them to grab a shake and go. And trust me, I do that a lot. I love my shakes. I don't use them all the time, but I like my shakes because they're convenient. So again, you can just go through here. It talks about different foods, what you might need. The Dirty Dozen. I mean, there's tons of stuff in here. It talks about your female hormones, the 3 primary ones, what happens, things like that, because obviously we're discussing more of the female hormones, and then a little bit into the thyroid and some different stuff like that with this. And let's see. And okay, so then we have, so I'll show you what like a week 1 suggested meal. So show you what it kind of looks like. So it completely lays out what you can eat at each meal. And again, it's like a different meal kind of all the time. I don't think there's really much for repeating. Sometimes some things are, but what I have also in here, because then it gives you your grocery list for everything that's on there, okay? But you can also change it up, because if you're just one person and you're doing it and it's a 4-serving recipe, well, you're not going to make that, and then you're, you know what I mean? So you might technically go in and pick up maybe 2 breakfast meals and maybe 3 main meals, and you're only going to maybe cook 5 meals throughout the week, 5 or 6 meals that you're going to really work on, and you're just going to eat the leftovers at different meals and different salads, just different things. You can also do it where you can batch cook your stuff like on a weekend, so that you can, and then I just get a seal and meal freezer, and I just seal them up and freeze them, and then I just grab and go. It just makes it easy. You want to keep things simple and easy, but making sure that you're eating it healthy. So in here, I would write out my schedule, like what days I'm free to actually cook a meal. And most of these meals are pretty easy, fast to cook. And some of them you can cook multiple ones at the same time because they have some similar ingredients. So like when I make some of the soups, I mean, you literally can just make some of the batch of 2-3 soups at the same time and then just freeze them, because there's a lot of similar ingredients. So it just makes it a lot easier for stuff. But, you just kind of go through and pick, kind of what you might want. And, if you're really busy in the mornings on Monday through Friday, well, those might be shake or smoothie days, right? And then maybe Saturday, Sunday, where it's a more of a laid back, day, maybe that's when you add in the eggs. I mean, granted, eggs are pretty fast and easy to make, but, you can play around with it. Most of the stuff is pretty easy to make and pretty quick. Do you always have omnivore or vegetarian? You got their eat and don't eat list. And, you have stuff, I mean, then week 1, so how I have it working in your fixed program is you have one before this one that you'll get released as soon as you join. Then this one's going to be released on Thursday, October 28th. And you're going to have the first 4 days as the prep days to start going over everything in here. And then on the Friday of, well, then you're going to get a couple of these before that. So then these 3 are all going to be released right away, more in the beginning, like one day dripping away from each other. And then come week 2, you're going to get week 2's and week 3's information always the Friday before the Monday you start. So we're always starting on a Monday for the actual start of the week for the detox. So you'll have Friday, Saturday, Sunday to go and figure out your menu, go get your food so that you can have everything ready to go come Monday. Does that make sense? I think you're all muted, so it should make sense.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I just try to, because I'd want you to prepare. I mean, if I release this to you on a Monday and you're like, well, what am I supposed to eat today? And that's not going to work. You've got to have a couple of days for prep to get ready. So I do that. I'm having the calls mostly on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. The one call, coaching call, the original first one will be on that Thursday at 8 p.m. I'm having most of the calls at 8:30, except for the final coaching call on the Sunday of the last day of the cleanse. I'm going to have that at 2 o'clock unless I decide to shift that to the following Tuesday at 8 p.m. if that's better for people. So we'll just everything is can't changeable always, because if I have everybody in the group and 8 p.m. doesn't work for anybody, well, that's not going to be a good time for people. So let's go back to home. So other things that are wonderful about this program when you get in and get access to it is you can keep track of what you're eating, how you feel, and all that stuff. I mean, you can add here, you can go down to this little plus button and add any kind of thing here. So you can even keep track of your water. You can say how many waters you've had. You can do all of this on your phone. You can add an entry. So the pink days are the days I've added food, I think. So I wrote down what I ate and what I did. It'll total up your macronutrients. It totals all your other nutrients up over here. If you write down, you can also do as easy as just taking a picture. If you take a picture and you don't put anything, then it's not going to calculate that. So like I just took a picture just to show you. You know, you can do a lot of different things, like what I put in my smoothie. You know, so you can do a lot of things. And, you know, I was playing around here during one of the recordings. You'll get to see that in the future. But when you keep track of this, it's really interesting. Sometimes I look at this sugar thing, and sometimes I like to play a really game, because when you start doing this, especially once you get into the program, you can start playing with this right away, but it'll be really observant for you to start now and start paying attention to what you're doing now, because my eyes opened up. I thought I was doing really good, and I looked, I'm like, well, no wonder things aren't going the right way. And it really opened up my eyes. And then as soon as I started paying attention and I got really faithful at doing this and doing this, it was how I felt. Even losing weight became so much easier because I was more mindful and I paid attention to these to see how I felt, depending on how much of my macronutrients were full. And I'll explain a lot of that later in the future. It's just really cool when you do that. And you can do food and mood. Let's see if it wants to go. Yeah, food and mood, lifestyle. You can also, if you have like a Fitbit and stuff, it'll put in there for you. Even your movement Fitbit will sync with this. I don't have a Fitbit, so I have to manually enter my stuff. So I can say like when I went to bed, what time I woke up, you know, did I wake up in the middle of the night? Was it good? Did I have a bowel movement? What kind? What color? Blah, blah, blah. How was my mood? You know, and I can make notes, and you can make even freestyle notes and stuff too. I don't know. Yeah, so this was so I remember, because I did my Dutch test that day. I wanted to be able to remind myself what I did that day as to why my numbers might be the way they are, in case I screwed up or something, which I don't. You can't really screw it up. It's a number. But, you know, it's human mentality to think that way, right? So then again, you can just go back to home and hit there, and you can go back to doing anything. You need any of your protocols, like if I write and do anything, you know, you can, you know, if I write something and we need to do anything like that, I put stuff in here for you. Again, mine was just me playing around, so there's really not much in mine. Any of your invoices and billing, any packages that you're a part of. Also, because you guys are going to be in here, and I don't have it attached to mine, but I believe you go through the request a session, and you should, because your package is already going to have you having the post strategy call, and you'll also get because you're on this call, when you sign up, you're also going to get a 1 hour deep dive, 21-day deep dive call with me. And that should all be in here. So if you were to click on here, it should have what you need in here, I believe. If not, we can figure out where it is, because I just don't have it attached to mine to know where it is. But it should be, or it could be in your packages. If you clicked on a package, you might have to just go here and click on what you need to do and stuff like that. So it could be in your package too. A get rep here is a little chat button, the HIPAA compliant chat button. So you can talk with me. And then there's also going to be a 21-day hormone detox challenge. And here's the private portal, a HIPAA compliant portal message that you guys can message. And it's a group thing, a group feed. It's kind of run like Facebook, but obviously it's HIPAA compliant. It's just only the members in here are seeing this. You can private message me too, again. Let's see. And then you can also, and I have this all video recorded in another video too for you, but you can even create your own nutrition. So if you just want to, you know that you're always doing the same thing, like this certain meal, you can put it in there. I'll explain that more later. You can always ask me for help if you need. But how is this? This is pretty easy. And on the app phone, it's all right there too. I mean, it's really super simple and easy on the app phone too. So any other questions, or do you want me to close this down? Then we can go back to, I'll stop sharing screen and then you guys can let me know what other questions you have.
So do I have to give up my morning coffee?
Well,
I know it's caffeine, but it's my, it gets my day off going, you know?
yep. So there's other things that I've been playing around with, and there's, and you'll be surprised, like the first day or so, it might feel kind of sucky to not have it, but you'll be surprised at how much better you sleep too. And then also, I'm using like other things that you still can have, like a morning, like decaf coffee, or you can still have like a tea, you know, things like that. You can still have stuff like that. And I use a lot of like, cause you're going to want to have like, if you're not going to do supplements, you're going to want like a detox tea. You're going to want to have, you know, like a dandelion. I have this dandelion mocha mint tea, really good. And there's other like detox teas, dandelion teas. There's, and then I use like different shaga and ashwagandha teas and the teachinos and stuff like that. So I just use other things and you don't really miss it. And some of the other ones, because they have nutrients in it, you still get energy. And when you are putting good nutrient food, dense food into your body, you're going to have more energy because you're putting in nutrients. Right now in this world, we're so nutrient deficient because we don't get the nutrients in. But if you start filling your body with all these vegetables and all these nutrients, you're going to start to feel better too. You know, and if you decide to add in nutritional supplements, you know, and again, you don't have to add anything in. I mean, we can also, you know, again, you don't have to. And you can also be like, you know what, I want to test and not guess. We can run like a micronutrient test. We can do different things so we see exactly what your body needs versus just guessing at it too. So that's always an option too, but it's not like it's a mandatory thing anywhere in here. That's just something if you choose that you want to dive deeper into your health and it's a right choice for you. Okay. And, I want to ask any other questions, but then I'm supposed to remind myself about the fat cells thing.
Yeah.
So what happens is when toxins are in your body and the liver can't filtrate them out, the toxins get stored in fat cells. Now, the more toxins you have, the bigger your fat cells have to get and the more fat cells you have to get. What happens with people who go and they lose a lot of weight, you see a lot of people lose weight. And then sometimes right after that, they get sick. A lot of it, well, they'll either get sick or they'll just gain their weight right back. One, if they get sick, it's just because they have all these toxins in their body and they didn't actually detox and get rid of the toxins so that they can actually feel good. I mean, they feel great because they lost the weight, but now they're not firing right because now all of a sudden those toxins are trapped in a smaller spot and fat cells are like, you know, it's just not working. The same reason why people will gain weight back is because those toxins in that fat cell, if you don't detox out, all those toxins will make your fat cells blow right back up again. Okay. So one of the key things is to detox. Besides, it makes you feel better and helps your liver function, your skin function. It makes your whole body function better, but it also gets rid of those so that you're less likely to gain more weight post detox and post and being healthy and getting on a healthy regimen, if that makes sense. I mean, this is a lifestyle shift. This is the first step to a lifestyle shift so that you can reclaim your life. Because, I mean, who wants to live in mediocre, right? I mean, we all have dreams and goals and visions, whatever it might be, even if it's just feel good for our grandkids or travel around or just to feel good and not have pain. I mean, so, but anyways, that's just a big thing because a lot of people don't realize that otherwise that's why. Anyways, you got what I said. So any other questions? And thank you so much for all coming.
You're welcome. Thank you. This has been very interesting.
Yeah.
Good. So do you have any other questions, or did I answer your questions?
Yeah, you definitely answered mine. And, now I definitely feel like I have a better understanding of the purpose of it and, ways to do it, that it's not just a detox, it's a whole process and changes and,
Mm-hmm. So it might be a little different than some of what your friends did too.
yeah. Oh, definitely.
they- Yeah. So,
So what's next now?
next is go to the link and sign up so that we can start really changing your life inside the program.
I will do that right after this.
Yep. And the link is in the Facebook group. I think, Barb, I messaged it to you.
Yeah, you messaged it to be right.
Yep. And also make sure, if you want, Barb, you can join my, actually, I think I've invited you to my Confident Women's private Facebook group.
Yes,
You can always jump in there. Are you in?
Yes, I am.
Okay, perfect. So I know the link's in there somewhere towards the bottom.
Okay.
And then my dog is letting me know it's cuddle time. She's getting sassy. She knows what time it is. It's also bedtime. She likes to go to bed at this time. So I usually cuddle with her for like a half hour and then we go to bed. So anyways, so yeah, you can sign up that way, and then I will make sure that Chada, Tara, and Barb, when you guys sign up, that you will get that extra bonus of the extra 1 hour session with me, a private call. So that way, and I also have it so if you don't want 1 hour with me and you want to divide it up over 2 half hours or even 3 20-minute calls, we can always do that too. You just have to let me know so I can program it correctly in your package.
Okay.
Hey, sounds great.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you guys coming, and I can't wait to see you guys inside the group and see some of your shifts and changes and see your testimonies.
All right, great. Thank
How
you.
your life- Yeah, you're welcome.
All right. Thank you.
Yes,
Bye.
thank you.